Tonight on CTV News, landmark ruling.
It's important for us to review the case carefully to understand what the next steps are.
A judge shoots down parts of BC's plan to allow forced psychiatric treatment, ruling that it violates patients' rights. What does it mean for moving ahead with involuntary care? Also tonight.
Hopefully we will get back. Please don't go on strike. We want to get home.
Turbulence ahead. WestJet starts parking aircraft ahead of a possible strike by flight attendants on a busy long weekend. And
the fact that it's a weekday, it's very early in the day too, and still it's like hard to get tickets.
It's the biggest movie of the summer so far. The epic journey for local fans trying to see the Odyssey in IMAX.
This is CTV News with Nafisa Kareem.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us. We begin tonight with a BC Supreme Court ruling against the provincial government. It centers around mental illness and involuntary care, where some patients have had their charter rights violated with medical treatment. Our Penny Daflos has more on the judge's directions on an incredibly complex issue.
Whether it's public acts of violence by repeat offenders,
throwing a brick at a pregnant woman,
or minors grappling with drugs and mental distress,
we can't involuntarily put our children into care.
Involuntary detainment is a big issue in British Columbia.
As a society, have failed to place people who obviously need secure involuntary care.
About 17,000 people will be hospitalized under the Mental Health Act in our province this year alone. Now a BC Supreme Court judge is requiring the province to make changes in how those patients get treatment.
She struck down the provisions that we targeted, found they were unconstitutional.
Dozens of people who've been detained under the Mental Health Act testified that even when they were capable of making a decision, they had no choice in treatment that could include electroconvulsive therapy.
We also heard evidence about people who were held down or placed in restraints and medication was forcibly injected against their wishes.
The type of situations advocates have long argued can have serious implications.
They might be so afraid of being made involuntary and being involuntarily treated again that they avoid contact with health and social services.
Justice Lauren Blake pointed out BC is the only province that doesn't assess whether an involuntary patient is competent to provide consent.
It's important for us to review the case carefully to understand what the next steps are that we will take.
The EB government has expanded the number of beds available, including a highly secured facility in Maple Ridge for the most complex cases, where all patients have brain injuries, drug addiction, and mental illness.
Involuntary care is an important part of the mental health system across the country.
The province's top advisor on the issue has repeatedly insisted
the province has a very robust system of safeguards to ensure that people that are receiving care under the Act have their rights protected and are not receiving care that is inappropriate or unwarranted.
This case started a decade ago, and the judge repeatedly pointed out deciding what to do with one's own body and the freedom to reject medical treatment are deeply rooted in common law. She's now given the province 6 months to make changes. Penny Daflos, CTV News, Vancouver.
Police have confirmed that the woman who went missing at the Shambhala Music Festival in the West Kootenay earlier this week has been found safe. Search and rescue volunteers in the village of Salmo mobilized to look for the 28-year-old paramedic who was last seen early Tuesday morning. The woman's family traveled from Ontario to help in the search and say she is now receiving medical care. The family thanked those who donated money to cover their travel costs and say any extra funds will be donated to Salmo's search and rescue team. There are fewer WestJet planes in the air tonight. The company has begun parking some of its aircraft ahead of a potential labor disruption this weekend. Flight attendants could walk off the job early Sunday, leaving those with plans to fly on edge. CTV's Chris Wiggins has the latest from YVR.
A potentially bumpy start to the August-long weekend for thousands of WestJet passengers here at YVR, and what should be the start of a summer getaway has some travelers focused less on their departure time and more on whether their flight will leave at all.
We're actually going to visit family in Toronto, but but I don't want to get stuck. Like, my work would be very upset. His work would be very upset.
That uncertainty comes as WestJet warns around 70,000 passengers a day across Canada could be affected if there's no deal with the union representing its flight attendants. The main issues, wages and compensation for work when planes are not in the air. WestJet has now begun parking some of its Boeing 737 aircrafts, saying the move is necessary to protect its network and reduce the risk of stranding passengers.
I don't trust myself doing a 10-hour drive, so they better have the flights ready to go back.
The federal government says it's also watching the negotiations closely, with mediators helping to protect both sides.
The parties are at the table right now, and Canadians expect them to stay at that table and get a deal. The best deals are the ones that the parties arrive at together.
More than 340,000 travelers are expected to move through the airport between today and Monday. On the water, BC Ferries is also bracing for a holiday rush.
Last year, our major routes carried approximately 130 vehicles and more than 400,000 passengers over the holiday weekend. And we are expecting a similar demand this year.
Vehicle reservations for most of the major sailings are already sold out. And BC Ferries says anyone without one should expect to wait several hours. Back at YVR, WestJet customers are nervous ahead of a potential strike as early as Sunday.
Hopefully we will get back. Please don't go on strike. We want to get home.
If you're traveling with WestJet this weekend, check your flight status before heading to the airport and be prepared for possible changes. Negotiations are still underway, but with the possibility of flight cancellations, thousands of travelers are hoping a deal can be reached before their travel plans are disrupted. Chris Wiggins, CTV News at Vancouver International Airport.
Still to come tonight, with that possible WestJet strike on the horizon, we'll hear from Air Canada customers who say they're still owed money from job action that took place nearly a year ago. That's later on CTV News at 6. Police are looking for witnesses to a serious incident that left one man dead in Surrey. It happened around 11 last night on Highway 10. A westbound driver who'd been pulled over by police took off on foot, but shortly after was struck by an eastbound vehicle. Emergency responders attempted to provide first aid, but the man was declared dead at the scene. The road was closed for several hours as the Independent Investigations Office took over the investigation. Anyone who saw the incident is being asked to contact the IIO. An evacuation order has been extended by around 375 properties due to the Pear Lake wildfire near Clinton. The evacuation order is now in place for nearly 1,500 properties in the Thompson-Nicola region. It includes the area of Loon Lake, South Green Lake, and properties along Highway 97 in the South Caribou. Anyone living in the affected area must leave now. The blaze remains out of control at more than 73,000 hectares. Meantime, residents living in the Boston Bar area of the Fraser Canyon are anxiously waiting to hear when they can return home as the Brunswick Creek fire continues to burn. The annual Celebration of Light show may be snuffed out for now, but the BC Day-long weekend is still set to start off with a bang tonight with the city-sponsored Summer Lights fireworks show over English Bay. We'll get a preview and hear from the organizers right after the forecast with Anne, who's at the Shipyards Night Market in North Vancouver. Beautiful evening for it, Anne.
Oh, yeah, the perfect evening. Blue sky, sunshine, 26 degrees, and it's fun for the whole family. I brought mine, my brother and my niece, and of course, I love food. Food trucks galore. I have a potato tornado. What do you got there, Tam?
Authentic Himalayan dumplings from that Momo spot.
Ooh, and what do you have here?
Ribs from Truckin' Barbecue.
Oh, looks delicious. And yes, as we dig in for dinner, this is what we can expect as we head into the long weekend. A little bit of a change tomorrow, starting off wet, but the rain does ease with some sunny breaks through the afternoon, and then it clears up and heats up quite nicely. We'll see sun on Sunday, a mix of sun and cloud, and then on Monday we'll see temperatures between 23 and 28 degrees under blue skies and sunshine. We've got local artisans here as well as live music. More details on what you can expect at the Shipyards Night Market. We'll speak to the director coming up in a few minutes. Nafisa?
All right, it's a family affair tonight. Thank you, Anne. Vancouver's highly anticipated one-night-only fireworks show is taking place at English Bay tonight, and it will be quintessentially Vancouver, according to organizers. CTV's Isabella Zavarisi has more.
11 hours until the sky lights up, and this tourist from Hong Kong is already staking out space for family and friends at English Bay.
The kids maybe enjoy this seaside, they will play the water, and they enjoy the weather.
And what better way to end her last day in Vancouver than a fireworks show?
I I'm so excited and I'm waiting for it.
This year's event is called Summer Lights. Crews were busy Friday, prepping ahead of road closures. The Vancouver Police Department is deploying an extra 500 officers and is installing vehicle barriers. Organizers say they're expecting to welcome about 200,000 people.
To say that it's going to be spectacular, I think, is an understatement. And as I've talked about before, it's an homage to Vancouver. The show is for Vancouver, by Vancouver.
The 23-minute show kicks off around 10 p.m.
You'll see maybe little notes of Expo 86. You'll see little notes of the 2010 Olympics and, of course, FIFA, which we just hosted quite successfully.
And while you can't see it yet, the whole production will be packed onto one barge. But the event almost didn't happen. Last year, the Celebration of Light Festival was cancelled indefinitely due to a lack of funding. In February, City Council voted to allocate $2 million to salvage the show for one night.
We're about to lose them, and in a time like this, where there people they're looking for a free, family friendly, safe fun. This is something that I think is it builds off of everything we've been doing.
It's a tradition organizers hope to keep alive for years to come. One that every summer turns thousands of eyes back to the sky. Isabella Zavarisi, CTV News, Vancouver.
Some tense moments for residents of a New West apartment building who were forced to evacuate due to a fire. When crews arrived to the apartment along 5th Avenue near 8th Street around 6 last night, one suite was engulfed in flames. Everyone who was inside managed to make it out safely. CTV News spoke with one resident who shared what it was like inside before she was rescued.
I was kind of stuck in my apartment. I went into the lobby, too smoky, tried to go down the stairs, too smoky. So I decided to go in my bedroom where it was less smoky. And then somebody came and got me, and there was like 12 firemen who carried me down ever so gracefully down the scaffolding.
Firefighters were able to contain the flames to one unit, but there was some smoke and fire damage to the building. One firefighter and 2 officers suffered smoke inhalation and were treated by paramedics. Most residents were allowed back inside last night. The cause of the fire is under investigation. The latest building in the long-delayed Little Mountain redevelopment project opens its doors in Vancouver's Riley Park neighborhood today.
Vancouver continues to face significant housing challenges. An initiative like this are essential to supporting the long-term well-being of our residents.
The 6-story city-owned building on East 36th Avenue at Main Street includes 48 affordable rental units as well as a 69-space childcare center. The first 2 floors will also provide a new home for the Little Mountain neighborhood house. The developer of the project has come under scrutiny after Holborn displaced hundreds of people in social housing, only to leave the site mostly empty for a decade. Meantime, a new poll suggests Ken Sim is trailing in the race for Vancouver mayor. The poll conducted by Palace Data between July 20th and 24th finds the incumbent sitting at 14% support. That puts Sim in second place, closely behind Green mayoral candidate Pete Fry at 18%. The poll puts Sim's approval rating at just 28%, while 48% disapprove. BC's next municipal elections are set for October. Half a dozen rallies were held across Canada, including here in Vancouver, as Chinese immigrants call for fairness when it comes to being granted permanent residence.
We understand the security screening is very important to the country, very important to Canada. We are not opposing the security screening itself. We just want the system to be more efficient and more transparent.
Organizers of the rallies say while the expected timeline for the security screening process is around a year, many have been waiting between 2 and 5 years without any progress. The group says while they are waiting, they are separated from their families and unable to travel back home to see them. They are asking for more transparency from the federal government, including reasonable updates on timelines. After the break, saying goodbye to a beloved grizzly bear at Grouse Mountain, but first.
We had families that came in from Hawaii just to watch this film.
From Hawaii to Langley, the Odyssey to see the Odyssey in IMAX. How one local theater is seeing epic demand. When CTV News continues, stay with us. Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey is already being called a cinematic achievement. And for local fans hoping to see it in IMAX, getting a ticket has become an epic journey of its own, with shows selling out weeks in advance. CTV's Kevin Chirac has more.
It's a weekday showing of The Odyssey, 11 a.m. start, and the theater is nearly sold out.
I'm super excited to watch this movie in IMAX. This is my first time seeing it, seeing anything in IMAX, so I'm really excited.
The fact that it's a weekday, it's very early in the day too, and still it's hard to get tickets.
The Odyssey is the first film ever shot entirely with 70mm IMAX cameras, using a format only a handful of theaters can handle. Langley and Richmond are two of just 8 locations across Canada where fans can experience it the way director Christopher Nolan intended.
It's the highest fidelity, it's the way it's supposed to be seen, so it's going to be great.
It's an event.
Cineplex Langley general manager Hans Ying says the hype surrounding The Odyssey is unlike anything he's seen in his 5 years at the theater.
We have families that came in from Hawaii just to watch this film. It's a lot of phone calls. It's when people are this excited to come to watch a film, it gets us and the staff all hyped up as well.
Nothing available.
Not much. Front row seating, that's it.
This is what's left for a 10:45 p.m. showing on August 20th. The dark seats you see here have already been sold. Bringing the film to the big screen is an epic task of its own. The film strip stretches approximately 11 miles and weighs nearly 800 pounds. It takes projectionists about 8 hours to assemble the print.
The print arrives in 3 giant pieces, so it has to be assembled into one basically large reel on the platter system.
Following the almost 3-hour epic, moviegoers say it's a film you ought to see.
Astonishing, the sound effects and the visuals.
It was phenomenal. I wanted to clap and roar at the end.
Have to see it in the 70mm film.
Demand for The Odyssey has been so strong that its IMAX run has been extended to September 16th. And while there's no guarantees, a Cineplex official tells me if audiences keep showing up, that date could be pushed to the fall. Kevin Chirac, CTV News, Langley.
Grouse Mountain is mourning the loss of one of its most popular residents today, as Grinder the grizzly bear has died after more than 2 decades on top of the mountain.
This all happened fairly quickly. I know it's a bit of a shock for the community that to lose this iconic bear that's been a friend for literally millions of people over the years. And we definitely are in serious mourning up here.
Grinder arrived to Grouse Mountain in 2001 after being found orphaned as a cub in Invermere. He had experienced a rapid decline in mobility in recent weeks, but Grouse says Grinder lived to an age beyond the average life expectancy for a male grizzly in the wild. Alongside fellow rescued grizzly Kula, Grinder was a fan favorite at Grouse, helping educate guests on grizzly bears and wildlife conservation. Grinder lived to be 25 years old. After the break, FIFA fallout and about face over a controversial World Cup sell-off plan. Plus,
It was one of the situations where we got so angry we actually just had to laugh about how stupid this was.
the family is out $1,500 after last year's Air Canada strike. They're warning to passengers planning to travel with a WestJet strike looming. We'll be right back. Breaking news, the revolt from soccer organizations and fans around the world has seemingly worked. FIFA's controversial plan to sell stakes in the World Cup has suddenly collapsed. In a statement attributed to FIFA President Gianni Infantino, it has announced the FIFA Forward Enterprise project will not proceed. The statement reads in part, "It has become clear the project has created divisions of a nature that are, regardless of the level of support, no longer in the interest of the objective set out in the first place." The plan would have seen FIFA sell stakes in the World Cup to private investors, which led to a massive backlash. Europe's Soccer Federation, UEFA, had threatened to boycott future FIFA events if the project went forward. Spain says it's partially reversing a rush of migrants into one of its territories on Africa's north coast that's prompted alarm from fellow European countries. This was the scene as migrants crossed the border between Morocco and the Spanish enclave of Ceuta. Spain's government said about 50,000 people had crossed the border since Thursday morning, with local officials putting the number closer to 60,000. The Interior Ministry now says more than 37,000 people have since headed back, and at least 57 bodies had been recovered in the areas where mass crossings took place. France said it would increase checks on its border with Spain, and Italy threatened to suspend Spain from the EU's open border agreement. Staying in Spain, the battle against wildfires continues as the fourth heat wave of the summer rolls in. More than 1,000 people have been ordered to leave their homes in the northwestern parts of the country, with the military working to extinguish 3 separate fires in the area. The Spanish Prime Minister has called the crisis extreme, saying there are at least 10 active wildfires causing concern. Meanwhile, firefighters in France continue their efforts to extinguish thousands of hot spots left by a major wildfire that ravaged forests in western parts of the country. Aerial video shows smoke still rising and firefighting aircraft dropping water over the burned landscape. French authorities say weather conditions have helped them calm the situation, allowing over 140,000 people to return home. But officials warn firefighters will remain deployed for now. As WestJet passengers wait to find out the status of their flights, passengers who face delays and cancellations may look for compensation from the airline. CTV's Kamal Karamali has the cautionary tale of one family caught in a similar situation and the challenges they faced getting their money back.
If this sight of WestJet flight attendants threatening to strike looks familiar, that's because it probably reminds you of this. Air Canada flight attendants walking off the job last summer, grounding thousands of planes, leaving passengers who say they're still waiting for compensation from the airline nearly a year later.
It's frustrating and upsetting.
One of those is this Toronto couple who say they're out $1,500 after they canceled their Air Canada flight to Miami.
It was one of the situations where we got so angry we actually just had to laugh about how stupid this was.
The two were worried they would miss their cruise departing from Florida. Not wanting to take a chance, they dropped the Air Canada flight, instead booking a flight with a different carrier, flying out from Cleveland, paying extra for hotels and parking. They say Air Canada eventually ended up canceling their flight anyway on the day they were supposed to take off.
We had canceled our flights. And we explained to them, we cancel our flights because you're canceling flights the day of, and we needed to be able to get to our cruise. Even if we didn't cancel our flight, you canceled our flight.
But passenger rights advocates say that's the wrong call.
They are really at Air Canada's mercy. They have no rights whatsoever.
Arguing passengers' rights apply only when the airline cancels the flight, not when a passenger does.
Wait until your flight is canceled. Give the airline a chance to rebook you, and if they fail to do so or tell you we don't have any seats, then buy yourself a ticket on a different airline.
For now, a lesson learned for this couple who have this message for passengers who may be facing the same situation with WestJet's strike now looming.
Keep all their seats. Make sure you email them right away, the customer representative. If they say no, just keep emailing back.
Air Canada says it has given the couple credits for the canceled booking, which it says they've already used, but will not be reimbursing them for the extra expenses like hotel and parking costs. Kamal Karamali, CTV News, Toronto.
After the break, Anne is serving up a sizzling long weekend forecast. Plus,
it's the most exhilarating job you can ever hope for.
Incredible memories as the iconic Canadian Snowbirds team prepares for what could be their final flights over BC.
Time now for tonight's Skywatch. Lots and lots of lily pads on Burnaby Lake with the towers of Metrotown in the distance under a spectacular sunny sky.
CTV Skywatch is brought to you by Kermac Collision and Autoglass, the name you'll remember when it matters. Kermac cares for kids.
Over the next 2 weeks, the Canadian Snowbirds will make what could be their final flights above BC. To celebrate the iconic team's aerial history, a former pilot is taking a trip down memory lane. Here's CTV's Anna McMillan.
There are two side-by-side seats in this airplane.
Dan Dempsey was in his late 20s when he first donned a Canadian Forces Snowbirds flight suit and climbed into the cockpit of a Tudor jet.
It's the most exhilarating job you can ever hope for.
Dempsey's first tour was between 1980 and 81, and he came back as the team's commanding officer from 1989 to 90.
Nobody flies the Canadian flag better than the Snowbirds.
Early next week, he'll watch the pilots who succeeded him soar over southern Vancouver Island.
I've been following the Snowbirds. In fact, I was at their very first show in 1971 as a young officer cadet. It was a magnificent show, and saw this very airplane leading the Snowbirds.
The pilots are signing autographs here at the BC Aviation Museum on Monday before performing over Victoria on Tuesday.
It's a multi-layer, multifaceted show for sure, even though it's just a short 45 minutes. But it's going to be something I don't think that any of us forget.
It's the Snowbirds' final show on Vancouver Island before they're grounded until the early 2030s while their fleet is replaced. They have a special connection to the island because they train in Comox every spring.
We welcome everybody to come out and take this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to celebrate with the Snowbirds and to say farewell.
Stephen Hale is the president of the Aviation Museum, which recently acquired and restored the original Snowbird 1.
Look at the quality of the paint. It's absolutely flawless.
He's a pilot and trained on this aircraft twice.
I was invincible. No bad thing that could ever happen would ever happen to me.
He and Dempsey wish the Tudors could keep flying until the new fleet is ready.
We're trying to convince people to have another look at this and to see if we can do it a different way. But for right now, this weekend, it's a celebration.
The celebration of Canadian history and pride flies over Victoria's Dallas Road at 5 o'clock on Tuesday. Anna McMillan, CTV News, North Saanich.
Well, there's cute, and then there's this little guy. This is a brand new red panda cub born at the Assiniboine Park Zoo in Manitoba. They announced the birth on social media this week, but the cub was actually born in early June. Staff say both mom and baby are doing well. The baby will make a public debut later this summer. A name has not been announced yet. Panda handler would be Anne's dream job, but food taster is probably pretty good too. And it's a beautiful night outside for you, Anne, live tonight at the shipyards.
Yes, absolutely stunning. We're seeing blue skies and sunshine. A perfect night to hang out at the shipyards. We've got vendors, food trucks, as I showed you before, and live music, as you can hear behind me. But let's take a look at what we can expect as we head into the August long weekend. First off, we have the warnings, air quality warnings still in place in orange for 100 miles South Thompson, Nicola, Shuswap, and North Okanagan. So these impacts are going to be more severe than the yellow warnings everywhere else. So reduce outdoor activities and check in on others as we head into the next 24 to 48 hours with that wildfire smoke looming. For us along the south coast, here's a look at our storm tracker. We do have rain on the way. As we head into tomorrow morning, it clears up, and then one band of wet weather moves its way back in tomorrow afternoon before drying up once again. So for the North Island, you're looking at periods of rain for Port Hardy, 16 degrees, a chance of afternoon thunder showers for Campbell River and Comox. Active weather expected as we head into tomorrow with a high of 20 degrees. Same story for Tofino and Port Alberni, Nanaimo right down to Victoria, a mix of sun and cloud with temperatures in the low 20s. Chance of afternoon thunder showers for the Sunshine Coast as well. Same story up the Sea to Sky Highway for Whistler and Squamish, and for us across the Lower Mainland. We'll start off soggy, but then it does clear up. Temperatures between 21 and 22. Pride Parade on Sunday under a mix of sun and cloud. Holiday Monday, we're looking at temperatures between 23 and 28 under sunny skies. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, we're seeing nothing but blue skies and sunshine. Warm temperatures as well. Inland temperatures reaching anywhere between 29 and 32 degrees. So we're here at the North Vancouver Shipyards, Shipyards Night Market. Absolutely beautiful tonight. Joining me now is Danny McPherson. We've got drinks in fruit. We've got live music. What else can people expect this year?
Oh my goodness. This year we have expanded more food options, a second stage over at Kate Stack. We're a bigger footprint, more fun, more good times.
Yes, and local vendors as well.
Local vendors, I'm sorry. We have some amazing vendors from the Lower Mainland. Come check them out. It's a free community event, and yeah, it's amazing. Yeah. We love it.
Easy to get to, and how long will this party last?
We are here every Friday until September 11th, and the best is yet to come, so you have to come down and check it out.
Oh, can't wait. So cheers, Danny, and cheers to everyone else. Happy long weekend. And Nafisa, I'll let you know how it tastes.
Well, everyone knows a drink with an umbrella in it always tastes better. Thanks, Anne.
It's true. There's something about it.
Enjoy. Well, after the break, a leading tech developer admits their AI hacked 3 companies. And later,
I think the frustration and the response that we're getting from the community is valid.
some new public art in Saskatoon has people talking, not about what it is, but how much it cost. We'll reveal the price tag for these giant plastic rocks as CTV News at 6 continues. Taking a look at today's markets, the Canadian dollar traded for a little more than 71 cents U.S. Oil was up by around $1, trading around $84 U.S. a barrel. Gold saw a $53 drop. On the stock market, the TSX lost 279 points. The Dow Jones gained 276 points on the day. AI developer Anthropic, creator of the large language model Claude, has admitted its software hacked into 3 companies during product testing. Anthropic says the security breach was discovered during a review of its testing process. The review was sparked by a recent announcement from fellow artificial intelligence firm OpenAI, which says its ChatGPT model went rogue and hacked into another company. Anthropic says it has reached out to the impacted companies. Well, AI is changing the way many of us get our information, and chatbots can be a way to find data on a wide range of issues. But more people are also using AI tools to ask questions about their health, and some experts say that could lead to problems. CTV's Pat Foran reports.
Need health advice? AI chatbots such as ChatGPT, Microsoft Copilot, and Google Gemini promise detailed answers in seconds. One survey found 17% of adults ask AI chatbots health questions at least once a month.
There are a lot of reasons you might go to a chatbot for answers.
The chatbots can answer health questions and sound convincing.
They can be quite good at generating a lot of information, and they're very comprehensive and easy to understand.
But experts say these chatbots aren't always reliable. They can make up facts or mix up important details while confidently presenting their answers as correct information.
Fabrications can be hard to detect. It's really hard to know when there are inaccuracies, and these systems do get things wrong. We know that to be true.
People tend to overtrust AI-generated medical advice, a recent study found. Many respondents couldn't tell the difference between an AI-generated answer and one from a real doctor. And there are privacy concerns, too.
AI systems are not bound by the same privacy laws that your doctor's office is.
So whatever information you tell a chatbot could be used, sold, or even stolen in a data breach. The best advice, use AI as a starting point for information, not for diagnosis or treatment. Keep your sensitive personal health information private, and always verify what you learn using trusted sources or a recognized medical organization. And of course,
if you do have questions that are going to affect how you act on your own health, talk to your doctor.
Pat Foran, CTV News.
Public art is meant to spark conversation, and a new installation in Saskatoon is doing just that. Some critics are calling the 3 rocks made of plastic waste a waste of money. CTV's Laura Woodward has more.
Gage Haubrick isn't sold on Saskatoon's new public artwork. Created by 2 Calgary artists, these rocks are made from plastic waste. The city paid nearly $300,000 for the 3 sculptures located at the Forestry Farm, Diefenbaker Park, and the landfill's Material Recovery Center.
Taxpayers shouldn't be shelling out hundreds of thousands of dollars to pay for large plastic rocks. It's ridiculous that anyone at City Hall thought this was a good idea.
In a written statement, the artist told CTV News the one-of-a-kind project required thousands of hours of specialized work and supported businesses in the local prairie economy. The city says the project aims to get people talking about recycling and plastic waste. Haubrick calls it a waste of money. He says the cost is equivalent to the annual municipal property taxes paid by 118 average homeowners.
So 118 families, their entire property tax bills went to building large plastic rocks. instead of providing the services that people want in the city.
The city defended the spending, saying that the final cost remained within budget. City Council greenlit $310,000 for public art when it approved an adjustment to the Material Recovery Center budget in 2021.
I think the frustration and the response that we're getting from the community is valid. I've expressed my concern about the amount that this capital art program allocates, and I would like to see the percentage coming down.
Councillor Randy Donauer says he plans to bring up the concerns around these rocks at the next City Council meeting scheduled for the end of August. Laura Woodward, CTV News, Saskatoon.
A French teen is paying hundreds of dollars in fines after a stomach-churning stunt in Singapore. Back in March, the 19-year-old posted a video of himself licking a straw at an orange juice vending machine, then putting it back. The clip led to backlash in Singapore, which is known for its strict rules on public order and hygiene. Prosecutors say he'll pay a fine of around $650, saying there was no evidence of public harm. A network of turtle taxi volunteers is helping sick and injured turtles across Ontario get the help they need. More than 1,600 volunteers help relay the turtles, many of whom have been hit by vehicles, to a specialized hospital in Peterborough. The one-of-a-kind Turtle Hospital says this is its busiest season yet, with more than 1,900 turtles already admitted, compared to about 2,200 all last year.
If it's a female carrying eggs, that could be a dozen turtle lives at stake. So we can recover a lot of eggs, even if the turtle itself doesn't make it.
The Conservation Center says if you see a turtle crossing the road and it's safe to stop, you can help it across the road in the direction it was already going. Well, it's Friday. We've got a roundup of fun weekend events to check out after the break. Plus,
I'm Spider-Man.
Spider-Man is swinging back into theaters, and analysts say this latest installment could break box office records. And later, Adam finds out what happens when one man's attempt to run from Port Hardy to Victoria in 11 days hits a pothole. That's next on the Sawatsky Sign-Off. Right now, here's Craig Krause with a preview of Your Morning Vancouver.
Tuesday on Your Morning Vancouver, we will have the latest on the WestJet labor situation as we enter another busy travel week. Plus, we'll get you up to speed with data that shows a significant spike in calls at the Kids Help Phone. What's leading to the increase and how you can help struggling youth. And corn season is here. We will have an expert stop by to help you look like a pro shucker at your next barbecue. This and much more. See you on Tuesday morning.
Ariana Grande's newest album is out today, along with this music video for the title track. Petal features the Grammy winner as a performer auditioning alongside other hopefuls looking to become a star. But she finds herself face to face with executives who echo some of the criticisms Grande herself has faced in real life. She eventually responds by attacking them with a chainsaw. Petal is the second single off the album, following Hate That I Made You Love Me. Streaming giant Netflix is on the receiving end of a more than $100 million lawsuit after having an unreleased movie stolen from its studios. Movie producer Simon Afram says a master copy of the Nicolas Cage World War II drama Fortitude was delivered to Netflix studios in June at the company's request. Days later, Netflix informed him the copy was stolen from its studios, which the producer says destroyed the film's value. Afram is now suing Netflix for $105 million. The newest Spider-Man movie is swinging into theaters this weekend, and it's already setting box office records.
I'm sorry, but you're in danger. You just have to trust me. Fine.
Variety reports Spider-Man Brand New Day brought in $72 million US in previews across North America, beating the previous $60 million record set by Avengers Endgame in 2019. As for the full weekend, there is a wide range of expectations. Sony is forecasting 190 to 195 million in ticket sales, but some Hollywood insiders are predicting much higher numbers than that. There are too many movies out right now, and I haven't seen The Odyssey yet. And now Spider-Man. When is their time?
I know. Well, I'm Greek, so I think I have to go watch The Odyssey.
Oh, yeah. I know your ancestors would disown you. But if movies are not your thing, it is time for Friday Feel Goods, a weekly roundup of unique events happening in Metro Vancouver.
Here are 3 things worth checking out.
Yeah, Pride weekend is here. It is jam-packed with events. It includes a march down Commercial Drive on Saturday starting at 11 a.m. On Sunday, you can catch the 48th annual Pride Parade. It'll start near BC Place at 1 p.m. Then travel along Pacific Boulevard, ending near Davie Village. And there you can enjoy live entertainment spread across 4 stages. And I know the Whitecaps are doing their Pride Night tomorrow at BC Place. So, I'll be there, and it'll be fun for that, too.
Lots of stuff to soak up this weekend. And a long-standing celebration of Japanese-Canadian culture returns to Vancouver this weekend for its milestone 50th edition. The Powell Street Festival gets underway in Oppenheimer Park from 11 to 7 on both Saturday and Sunday. There will be a variety of performances, workshops, and food vendors on site, even sumo wrestling. It's one of Canada's largest and longest-running community arts festivals. I am so excited for that one. I can't wait to see all the food they have.
Yeah, that one is a good one for food. I definitely would like that one. Well, this is something different. If you like chess, jazz, beer, and space, that is one Venn diagram. There is an event for you on Saturday. A group called Vancouver Beer and Chess is hosting Jazzy Nights, that's Nights with a K, at the H.R. McMillan Space Center. Expect a chess-filled evening featuring a live 4-piece quartet, all enjoyed under the cosmos. It kicks off at 7 p.m. and each ticket includes a beer from Bridge Brewing Co. I'm imagining a lot of people in berets at this for some reason, like very sophisticated folks.
Yeah, I don't think I'm one of them, but I love that for everybody else.
Well, if you have any events you'd like us to highlight, you can email your tips to ctvfeelgoods@ctv.ca. Now, before we get to the Sawatsky sign-off, Dimitra, what are you working on for the late local news?
Yeah, lots ahead tonight. Coming up at 11:30, we are tracking dangerous wildfire situations across BC, with 110 wildfires burning across the province and new evacuation orders and alerts being issued. And we're also continuing to track developments. Plus, the clock is ticking towards a possible WestJet strike, with a long weekend travel plans hanging in the balance. So we're going to be seeing how all that pans out.
A lot to keep track of. Thanks, Dimitra. Well, running a marathon would be considered a lifetime achievement for most people, but one Vancouver man is setting his sights a little higher and longer. Adam meets a long-distance runner who is turning adversity into an opportunity to help others on the Sawatsky sign-off.
Being stuck sitting down is the last thing Darren Kerr wanted when he came up with the idea of doing a big run.
Long-distance running is just what I love to do.
It's why Darren set out to run the equivalent of 11 marathons in 11 days from the northern tip of Vancouver Island to the south.
I kind of feel free. Kind of in the middle of nowhere, lots of beautiful scenery.
And following along the 500-kilometer route in this blue truck...
This is Bucky.
...is Darren's one-man support team,
Hey.
William Savage.
I make sure he's watered and fed. I make sure he gets good sleep. Try to take off any stress so he can just accomplish his goal.
Which couldn't have been going better until the 6th day. It couldn't have gone worse.
Sharp pain. It hurt almost every moment that I stepped.
But Darren kept running for almost 100 kilometers more until the pain became unbearable.
But I knew I couldn't run anymore.
But he also knew he couldn't quit. This was a fundraiser for cystic fibrosis, the fatal childhood disease Darren was first diagnosed with when he was 3 months old.
The chest pain, the coughing, the breathing difficulties, I feel it and it's not fun.
It's a thick mucus that clings to Darren's lungs, forcing him to regularly end up in hospital and travel with more than 30 medications and lung cleaning equipment.
I can through all that still have the biggest smile, and everyone should have a friend like Darren.
which is why Williams started searching for used bikes online before finding a cheap one.
There's no problems, there's only solutions.
So, despite zero experience with long-distance cycling, Darren committed to complete his goal and return to the road.
And I did 80 kilometers that day, which was insane.
And as Darren prepares to pedal the final 44-kilometer leg of his journey, he hopes that along with raising money, he raises spirits.
You don't have to limit yourself and put yourself in a box just because you're dealing with a health condition or whatnot. If you really want to do something, you can put your mind to it.
Adam Sawatsky, CTV News.
The Sawatsky Sign-Off, brought to you by 1-800-GOT-JUNK. They make junk disappear. All you have to do is point.
The perfect inspiration to get us to do something this weekend, or perhaps nothing at all.
Exactly.
That is all for us tonight. Thank you so much for sharing part of your evening with us. Have a safe and happy long weekend. We'll see you on Tuesday.